Welcome to this video where we're going to take a look at the concept area of digital literacy. We are on the NYSED.gov website for curriculum instruction, computer science, and digital fluency learning standards. And on this page, you can see the 5 concept areas that are included in the computer science and digital fluency learning standards. In this course that you're taking on Canvas, we're going to focus only on the digital literacy one. So we're going to scroll down till that first bullet point where you see the blue link and open up the PDF for the standards. And then I'm going to scroll to the description of the concept areas and sub-concept areas around digital literacy, which is page 17 of the PDF. Here you can see the 2 sub-concept areas of digital use and digital citizenship that we're going to explore. So we're going to take a look at those standards. It is a bit of a scroll, so I'm going to pause the video for a moment to get there, and then you can do the same to get to the standards. So I've scrolled down to page 35 of the PDF to go over the standards around digital literacy. First concept area, or sub-concept area rather, is digital use. Here, just to give you a rundown of what you see on your screen, you see the grade bands up at the top. You see the standard identifiers below each of the grade bands. So this one is kindergarten and first grade. DL is digital literacy, and 1 is the number of the standard. I have the actual standard where this one is identify and explore the keys on the keyboard for kindergarten. And then below that is the clarifying statement where here it says the focus is on exploring physical and or touchscreen keyboards and for students to be able to identify specific keys such as the arrow keys, enter, spacebar, and backspace. Now, if you've ever been in a kindergarten or first grade class, you know how important these keys are, and also the shift key in order for students to type in their passwords. So this is definitely something that is very much needed in our classrooms. So as you go through this keyboarding one for digital use, as we get up to the 9th through 12th grade, we want them to be proficient at keyboarding. Still an important skill for us to know, even though we can do voice typing, since a lot of what we do in school and in our work is using keyboards still. Below that one is the second one for digital use. And here's where we're going to talk about communicating using digital tools. So we really want our students to be creating something online to be able to communicate. At the younger levels, the teacher might tell them which one or guide them through the process. And as they get into the upper grades, they should be able to communicate and collaborate with others on a variety of digital tools. So we really want to make sure that we're using a variety of tools in our classrooms that we know are Ed Law 2D compliant that we can use with our students in the class. Continuing on with digital use, we have another 2 standards, so DL3 and DL4. You'll note that DL3 is not a standard that you have to worry about at the high school level because we feel that the digital literacy standards should be around this standard should be mastered by the time they enter high school. And this has to do with the type of search tools that our students are using. So knowing how to do searches, knowing how to do safe searching, and how to narrow our results to find the information we need is what we're going to be looking at from kindergarten up until 8th grade. For DL4, we're looking at using our digital tools to create artifacts. This could be something, again, with teacher guidance. And then as we get up into the upper grades, it should be more independent, where they can pick the tools and be able to create, revise, and transfer those skills from one tech tool to another. The last one in digital use, we don't even touch until the 4th grade. So you get a little break again in the younger grades if you're a K through 3 teacher. But as soon as we hit 4th grade, we need to start to identify common features of digital technologies. Here is where we're really looking for that transfer of skill from 4th grade through 12th. So here you might have a district that is using Google, but then the student switches to a school that is Microsoft and they have to be able to transfer the skills they know from one to another. Or maybe you use Seesaw in the younger grades and now they're going to be using Google Classroom or Kami or something in the older grades. So we want to make sure that we're allowing our students the ability to explore the features and figure out how to use new technologies for collaboration and creativity. And then finally, we have our digital citizenship standards. We don't start digital citizenship for the first standard until grade 2, but that doesn't mean we don't talk about the internet in our younger grades. But really, there's a standard at 2nd grade where we're going to start thinking about the ways that information can be shared online. Since you've already done some of this with networks and systems design, it's an easy carryover into the digital use section here or the digital citizenship section here. But we're also, as we get into the older grades, looking at the persistence of our data. We're taking a look at our own digital footprint or digital tattoo, whatever you want to call it. Basically, our digital presence is what we're thinking about here, and how it can help or hinder their future based on what they post today. And then finally, the last one in digital citizenship is what you probably have already been doing in your classroom for several years, where we're talking about promoting our students to be good digital citizens. So you might have used curriculum that told them the do's and don'ts of the internet, but here we're really starting to think about creating that positive online persona so that we can combat any negative online behavior. We can talk about our own safety, about protecting our personal identity, and definitely talking about the subject of mental health and of cyberbullying. So you can see these are really important standards that we need to make sure are implemented into our classrooms. You may find these a little bit more difficult to embed into lessons you already do, or based on what you teach, you might already be embedding these into your classrooms. You will find that there's a lot of overlap in lessons that you design that will cover your digital literacy standards, your cybersecurity standards, and your impacts of computing. They all complement each other really well. So as you're exploring these standards and getting to know them better, really take a look at where you can build those lessons that are cross-curricular between the different concept areas and how you can tie them into the standards you're already doing in your class. If this is your first time looking at these standards, I highly recommend that you take a moment and read through these standards in more detail than we went over in this video.